Hi, my name is Luis, and this is my 1982 Corvette. So what actually got me into cars was my dad. Actually, ever since I was little, he would always buy me Hot Wheels, big trucks, RC trucks, and I would always play with them, race them, like just at the street. And I don't know, I just always loved cars. He actually was a mechanic, and now he has his own two shops, one in LA and one in San Bernardino. In LA, I actually co-managed that one. So I guess cars, it's always been in my life just because of my dad. What made me choose this car? I feel like it actually chose me. This car has been in the family for quite some time. I want to say around 2000, 2001. My dad had this client. He was a lawyer, and unfortunately, he passed away. I think he was probably sick or something. Anyways, his wife ended up coming over to my dad's shop at the time, and she asked him if like, hey, you want the Corvette? And he wasn't really interested because it wasn't running at all. It didn't even have a T-top. The one was missing, and it was glass originally. But I guess he saw something in it, and he was like, all right, I'll take it. Um, Fast forward maybe like around 2006, 2007, little 7-year-old Luis, he saw the car and was like, kind of like it. I like it. And my dad, he asked me like, oh, what should I paint it? Because originally it was red. It was like a faded red. And I told him, why not blue with one white stripe? And so he did it. He painted it. He painted it twice actually. um, and yeah, I didn't really get into the car actually, like fully into the car until maybe I was about 15 years old. When I was like 15, it was sort of running. It had a little issues, but I would take it around the block, just to warm it up here and there. But wasn't fully into it yet. Up until when I finally turned, I want to say 20, 21, I officially got the papers passed down to me, and that's when I started like officially, putting in my own money into it. Since we did let it go for a bit, it wasn't running again. So he didn't give it to me, running or anything like that. So I did have to put in my own work, and I'm happy to see the final results into it's running good. It's still not perfect, but I want to say it's like in mint condition. And yeah, I'm really happy with it. Um, I want to say the biggest thing that I did so far was probably the intake. You can take a look right here. A couple months back, I went to a car show, and before it was a crossfire injection, the intake itself, and some people I overheard that they looked at the car and they were all like, I mean, it's a nice little paint job, but the car sucks. It's crossfire injection. So I was like, all right, let me cook. And so what I did was I took the whole crossfire injection out, put a Edelbrock high-rise intake, and changed it to EFI carburetor. It's a Sniper, Holly Sniper EFI carburetor, and it makes a huge difference with its has a lot more power now, and also it doesn't run rich anymore because before it was running rich, it had a high idle. So yeah, I'd say this is probably the biggest accomplishment I've done in the car, and I'm really really proud of it. The most interesting place I've driven this car is I have two places actually. First one was when actually I went with the Corvette Fest to La Cañada, Flintridge, Angel Crest Highway, because I was a little skeptical because during that time it still had the crossfire injection, um, but I wasn't sure if it was gonna make it actually because it was a hot day. It was summer, um, and I mean it's you go way up high there, and it was like really hot, so I was afraid it was gonna overheat. And thank God it didn't. made it safely. Um, and yeah, it was a really fun turnout. Second place would have to be when I went to this cruise, this car cruise, this big car cruise in Costa Mesa. It was a quarantine cruise. But what made it special was I took this car, and then my dad went with one of his Corvette as well, and then he also took two of his co-workers with his Bronco. So we were all together, and I thought it was just really amazing because we just had this groupie of like classic cars just rolling in, and it was awesome. It was really awesome. So the most craziest or memorable moment I've had with this car is I want to say when it did not want to turn on me twice, uh, pushing the car. I had to push this car twice. Um, First time was actually on a Sunday. I was pumping gas, and it was close to my dad's shop in LA. I was pumping gas, and then all of a sudden, didn't want to turn on. I was like, oh, damn it. And I knew what it was. So I called up my electrical guy, and he kind of told me what to do. And I was kind of just like, messing with the wires here because it had to do with something with the starter wire. It was overheating. So he told me do this, do that, and I ended up screwing something up. All of a sudden, I just see this little smoke pop out. So I was like, yeah, no, I just fried something up. So I was like, no, it's not happening. So what I ended up doing was I had to push it. Um, I had to push it like 3 blocks. I was close to the shop, but not that close. This thing is heavy, man, really heavy. And I was kind of embarrassed to push it in the streets, because there's people outside. So luckily there was an alley, so I just went straight through the alley. But I was just like, I was sweating, I was out of breath. Finally I made it, and yeah, I just left it there. It happened to me twice, but I got that fixed. What happened was that the starter was overheating, so I needed to add a relay to it so it can give it that extra power, and it wouldn't do that anymore. So now it's fine. Now I want to say it's sort of reliable. But yeah, I want to say that's my most memorable moment because you learn a lot. Like I see it as a lesson. I see it as kind of valuing your car more because it's something you have to do with these classic cars. You won't fully value your car until you've pushed it at least twice. So I never got mad at it. I never kicked it or anything. Like I always just like treated it nicely. Talked to it nicely, babied it, and luckily it hasn't stalled on me since.